Right now, we're following new developments as President Trump threatens to take action against what he's calling domestic terrorism.
Plus, State Street looking a little different after several businesses there were damaged by protesters. How the city is cleaning up and supporting local artists in the meantime.
And skies are clear this morning. We'll get a chance to dry out for the next couple of days. All of the full forecast coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us on this June 11th. I'm Josh Spreiter with Leah Linscheid and Chris Stanford. We start with breaking news overnight. President Trump is threatening to take action against what he calls domestic terrorism. The president tweeting domestic terrorists have taken over Seattle. Just before that, he tweeted at the mayor of Seattle and governor of Washington saying, quote, "Take back your city now. If you don't, I will." President Trump referring to these protesters you see right here. They've set up barricades occupying several blocks of Seattle's Capitol Hill. Protests remained peaceful into yesterday afternoon with no reports of violence or looting. Then just a few hours ago, the demonstrators marched on to Seattle City Hall. Once there, they somehow made their way inside and continued their protests.
Investigations are underway in St. Paul, Minnesota to identify those responsible for several fires that happened during riots almost 3 weeks ago. Firefighters say it's an overwhelming task with almost 3 months worth of cases happening in just 3 days. In that time, the department responded to more than 600 calls. So far, 3 people have been arrested and charged. They have several more people of interest identified and are working to track them down.
A man who worked with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin is now walking back some of the comments he made this week. Yesterday, we heard from David Pinney. He told CBS that Chauvin and Floyd were known to bump heads while working security at a Minneapolis nightclub. Penny now says he was talking about the wrong person, mistaking another black employee for Floyd. Penny sent CBS News an email after the story aired saying there was a mix-up and apologized. He still stands by his statements about Chauvin calling him extremely aggressive.
Wisconsin's Republican Representative Jim Sensenbrenner is showing support for new police reform legislation, siding with Democrats on a proposal for a so-called bad cop registry during yesterday's congressional hearing.
Having a database isn't going to get somebody fired who ought to be fired. And the sooner we get the bad cops off the force, the sooner there will no longer be any bad apples to spoil the whole barrel.
Sensenbrenner told George Floyd's brother that the officer who killed his brother shouldn't have been on the Minneapolis force.
5:02 right now. State Street is transformed with murals now painted on the facades of dozens of boarded up businesses.
While it seems like several new displays pop up every day, this art project is anything but random. Christina Laurie joins us from downtown to explain. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Chris and Leah. This protest is quiet, but it's clear, very colorful, and seemingly ever-growing. Murals like this one, which went up Monday on the side of Short Stack Eatery, now span all 6 blocks, nearly half a mile of State Street. Some are being created by employees of the businesses they're in front of, while others are designed by artists business owners have found on their own. However, most of the creations are being organized by Karin Wolf. She's the program administrator for Madison Arts. Wolf has spent the last 2 weeks developing a program that pays emerging local artists a couple $100s to create a mural. That's a lot of money for these aspiring artists, although to them, it's their messages that are most important.
If it was up to me, I'd be a full-time artist, just doing this all the time. It's what makes me happy. It makes me feel good to know that I can use my hands and my artwork to give somebody a voice who has passed on.
Cassie just graduated from the UW last month and is in the process of moving and starting a new job, but she still made time to get out and paint. Now, she's responsible for this mural of Breonna Taylor that's on the other side of Short Stack Eatery. She finished it last Thursday, 1 week ago, just in time for what would have been Breonna's 27th birthday. Cassie is actually working on a second mural now, too. It's down by the Mad Seafood Boiler, and she hopes to finish that one this weekend.
Yeah, it's incredible to see just how many of these murals are going up, not only on State Street, but on the streets next to State Street. They're kind of just branching out down there.
Yeah, all the perpendicular streets as well. I live in the downtown area, you guys know, so on my daily break, instead of eating breakfast, I've actually just been walking around the streets, perusing, taking pictures of the new murals. It's fun. And to clarify, I do also eat breakfast. I just eat while I'm working.
Gotcha. Christina Laurie live down on State Street. Thank you, Christina.
5:04 right now. Looks like a beautiful morning out there, Hattie, but we got quite the rainfall reports the last few days.
Yeah, if you don't have a rain gauge in your yard, you may be wondering how much did it add up to for the area and the state. Well, yesterday's rain stayed mainly in southern Wisconsin, and for a good part of the area, less than a half an inch. But there were some very heavy downpours, and you can see these lines of heavier precipitation right through Madison. Also one just west of Madison, closer to Richland Center. Again, the Northwood staying dry, but when you go back over the last 48 hours, it's been a pretty wet 2 days across southern Wisconsin. Some of those areas that received the higher rain yesterday, that adds up to over 4 inches across parts of our viewing area. Overall, those heaviest rains, though, again, from that system were well to our north and west. Luckily now, we start to dry things out across southern Wisconsin. No precipitation showing up across the state right now. There are a few showers rotating well to the north, and there's the potential for an isolated shower or two this afternoon. We'll talk about that in just a second. But we start with pretty quiet conditions. Comfortable as well. 56 degrees now in Madison. In the Dells, it's 51. Mineral Point, you're starting at 52 degrees this morning. Temperatures are only part of the story. Dew points have fallen as well, and you can definitely feel that in the air. Dew points are expected to remain real low through the day, near 50 degrees. So humidity is not going to be an issue today. Your future track forecast model shows you west winds and sunshine this morning. Through the morning, we're going to warm quickly. By lunchtime, most everybody in the 70s, low to mid 70s for your lunch hour. Great day to take lunch outside if you can do that. Here's the chance for some showers this afternoon, mainly north and east of Madison. Temperatures, though, will still top in the middle 70s. Our overnight lows, once again, will be in the 50s tomorrow morning. Your extended forecast calls for another isolated shower chance on Friday afternoon with a cold front moving through. We'll definitely feel the effects of that front, starting out in the 40s Saturday morning, topping at 68 in the afternoon. Sunday looks beautiful with sunshine and a high of 73.
Gorgeous forecast, Hattie. Thank you very much. 5:06 now. In Portage County, public health officials are warning protesters to get tested for the coronavirus after someone who was there tested positive. That person attended a rally in Stevens Point this past Sunday. The Stevens Point Journal says at least 1,000 people were at the rally. The county's public health division doesn't know how many others have come in contact with that person. Australia is looking to prevent that type of situation from happening with protests in their country. Officials are warning supporters of the Black Lives Matter movement that they could be fined or even arrested if they break restrictions while protesting. This comes after tens of thousands attended rallies in Australia's most populated cities. At least one person at a rally tested positive a few days later.
Amazon says it'll no longer be providing facial recognition technology to police. The decision is in response to current concerns involving policing in America. Amazon says it wants to give Congress time to implement appropriate rules for police use of facial recognition algorithms. That technology has been shown to more frequently misidentify people of color. Amazon owns Ring and currently partners with more than 1,300 law enforcement agencies, allowing them to access homeowner doorbell cameras. Well, the latest large-scale hack has targeted Nintendo accounts. Listen to this. Nintendo says hackers accessed the information of about 300,000 users of their Switch game system. The company first discovered the breach in April. Hackers had been using Nintendo Network IDs without permission. Nintendo says only a small number of the hacked accounts were used to make fraudulent purchases, and then they refunded those customers. The refunds are nearly complete. The company is emailing affected users and urging them to change their passwords. Speaking of video games, Sony is set off to show the new PlayStation 5. They'll be giving a look at some of the games that'll be available upon its release this holiday season. We're not expected to see what it looks like today, and how much it'll cost is also a big question mark. But some rumors online say the console could cost as much as $750.
That's a lot.
not the $100 Nintendo, gaming system whenever we were kids, right?
Boy, things have changed. 5:09 right now. Let's take a look at your traffic now on a Thursday morning. Things pretty quiet out there as we take a look at Madison. No crashes to report. Looks like a few more delays popping up along East Washington Avenue as you approach Stoughton Road. Downtown looking good right now. If you're hopping on the Beltline, just a couple of slowdowns for those getting off on Stoughton Road from the Beltline. But other than that, you shouldn't have too many issues as you head out this morning. That's your first one traffic.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up, the local county is moving into phase 2 of reopening. What it means for businesses and you in that area.
And we're breaking down your grocery bill and why it might be higher than normal this summer. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Land's End Business, outfitting work, life, and style.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields, anywhere, anytime. Take an online course free and get comfortable with online learning. I'm possible at Herzing. Learn more today.
In 1930, we began helping people in Milwaukee who were hurt and killed by the carelessness of others. Over the past 89 years, the awards for our clients totals well into the billions of dollars, probably more than all the other personal injury firms in the state combined. When you do something for so long, you tend to get pretty good at it. And we will continue that fight for justice every day in towns throughout Wisconsin. Habish, and Rotier.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything right now at Menards. Menards has what you need to start and finish your home improvement projects. Plus, you'll save 11% on all of it. Menards also offers contactless pickup. Order and pay for your items online and have one of our team members load your order into your vehicle with zero contact. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Belvita breakfast biscuits are baked with nutritious morning energy. Energy to share joy. Energy to share new ideas. Energy to share more light with the world. Nutritious morning energy from Belvita. It takes energy to share your energy.
It's time to get serious about your lawn. It's time to step up to the best mower brand money can buy. For nearly 4 decades, Skag has been the easy choice for lawn care professionals. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best when it comes to mowing your lawn. There's sure to be a Skag model that's perfect for your yard, big or small. Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
We've got the power!
I'm here.
Auntie's here.
Hey, Mom and Dad here.
Scout's here.
Shall we begin? Friends and family, we are gathered here today to celebrate.
Together, nothing can keep us apart. That's why U.S. Cellular eliminated data overages on our reliable nationwide network, so you can stay connected.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. With over 40 filtration systems, all NSF certified, including the world's best softener, no one filters more than Culligan Water. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Breaking overnight, the United States has passed the 2 million mark for cases of the coronavirus. That's according to Johns Hopkins University this morning. It was just 6 weeks ago on April 28th that the U.S. surpassed 1 million cases. 19 states are now seeing a rise in infections today. Since the pandemic started, more than 112,000 people have died in the country. At this rate, health officials fear we could see another 100,000 deaths by September. Here in Wisconsin, we are also seeing a slight increase in cases. The percentage of new positive tests have increased about 1% from Tuesday. DHS officials say the number has stayed below 3% for nearly a week now. There have been more than 330 new cases in the last 24 hours, bringing the statewide total to more than 21,700. 10 more people have also died.
And there's a chance you can get tested for COVID-19 tomorrow in Baraboo. The testing is for anyone who does or does not have symptoms and would like to be tested. It runs from 8 to noon. It's at the fire department on 4th Street. It's free to anyone, not just if you live in Baraboo. You're asked to call the number on your screen, though, to set up an appointment ahead of time. Rock County now entering phase 2 of its reopening plan. County health officials say the necessary benchmarks have been met. According to the county's phased plan, under phase 2, mass gatherings in public venues will be able to operate at 50% capacity with social distancing. That goes for churches, offices, retail stores, libraries, bars, and restaurants, among other things. For private gatherings, the county health department says those can now have up to 50 people. A new poll shows that many Americans think the worst is still yet to come, too. 46% of respondents to a poll from CNN and SSRS say they think an outbreak could still get worse. That's down about 6% for May. About the same number, 47%, say they think the worst is behind us.
The chair of the Federal Reserve says the economy will be slow to respond to reopening. Chairman Jerome Powell says Congress will likely need to extend aid for unemployment as it sits at near historic levels. Powell says it's likely millions of Americans won't be getting their jobs back. The Fed is pledging to keep interest rates at zero to help revive the economy. The Washington Post reports rates could stay frozen there possibly until 2022. You probably paid more for groceries last month after the largest ever monthly increase for beef. On average, shoppers paid nearly 11% more for beef and veal in May. Some prices are down, however, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Egg prices fell nearly 5% in May. All that volatility is partly due to supply chain issues caused by the pandemic. Prices are on the rise as major processing facilities shut down and more people are eating at home during quarantine. The United Nations is warning countries to act swiftly for what it says could be the worst food crisis in 50 years. The UN Secretary General says better social protections are urgently needed for the impoverished. The Guardian reports that thanks to the recession, basic nutrition could become inaccessible for the poor. The Secretary General says this will affect hundreds of millions, including those in countries with plenty of food.
The UN is also advocating for a return to tourism to help repair the global economy. According to the latest report from the organization's tourism branch, international tourism was down 22% from the first part of the year. They say that number could climb as high to 80% by the end of this year. If tourism doesn't resume soon, the UN predicts up to 120 million jobs could be at risk. United Airlines wants to make sure that you don't have coronavirus before you board one of its flights. It's now requiring all passengers to complete a health questionnaire as part of the check-in process. The survey asked passengers if they have experienced COVID-19 symptoms in the last 14 days or tested positive in the last 21. United is also now requiring all passengers to wear face masks, and airlines have asked TSA to take passenger temperatures at security checkpoints. So far, the agency is not doing it.
5:16 right now. Hattie's out on the patio. Looks like with the jacket, but no umbrella this morning, Hads.
Yeah, no umbrella needed. We have quite a different story this morning from yesterday. Much easier to breathe outside this morning. A live look from our Edgewater Sky Cam looking at the Capitol. Beautiful start to the day. Skies are clear. If you're headed out for an early morning walk or run, you couldn't ask for a better morning. Temperatures are in the 50s in most locations. Camp Douglas getting a little cool. 49 there. 51 in the Dells, 56 here in Madison, and 55 in Janesville. Our winds are light this morning from the west, but mainly less than 10 miles an hour. They'll be picking up through the day. By the lunch hour, we're looking at a 10 to 20 mile an hour wind. And again, those westerly winds will stay a little on the breezy side right through the afternoon. Our forecast calls for those winds to start to diminish as we head into the evening hours. Day planner temperatures today, we're looking at highs in the middle 70s, 76 degrees. Again, lots of sunshine expected throughout the day. Just an isolated chance for a shower to the north and east later on this afternoon. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll take a look at that longer-term temperature trend, see where our numbers are going here in southern Wisconsin.
Sounds good, Hattie. Thank you very much. 5:18 now. Voter registration numbers are down significantly during the pandemic. The number of new registrations across 11 states went down 70% compared to April of 2016. Back in February, before the pandemic began, registration was outpacing numbers from the last presidential election year. USA Today says this is imposing a challenge to both Democrats and Republicans working to secure votes in November. It's still too early to tell if these numbers will improve in the coming months, but analysts say it doesn't look good. The European Union will soon require social media sites to submit monthly reports on misinformation about coronavirus. That new rule, enacted this week, applies to Facebook, Google, Twitter, and other platforms. These companies already signed up to a code of conduct on handling misinformation. World health leaders have warned for months about false conspiracy theories surrounding the virus, including that video Plandemic that went viral on social media. Those new monthly reports should be in place by the end of the year.
Well, how many of you are guilty of this, sharing an article online on social media without reading it first? Well, Twitter wants you to be more thorough before you retweet. The next time you try to share an article, you could get a pop-up asking if you want to open it first. Twitter is going to test the new feature with Android users. It's all to try to combat the spread of misinformation. One Twitter executive said sharing information that goes viral can be powerful, but sometimes dangerous.
Not a bad idea to read the article before you share it.
Probably good, yeah.
All right, 5:19 now. Blood drives during a pandemic. Are they safe? We're talking to the Red Cross about the changes they're making to keep you safe the next time you save a life.
And coming up in the next half hour, as we move to reopen across the country, we're taking a look at where cases of the coronavirus continue to grow. Stay with us. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
The 17th Annual Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, featuring newly constructed homes in 5 of Dane County's most sought-after neighborhoods. The newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for more information.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County helps hardworking families get a hand up into stable housing. Habitat homeowners put in sweat equity and often have multiple jobs to pay the low-interest mortgage on their home. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
I love to equal the playing field. I love to help people and allow them to feel like they are powerful instead of powerless. We're with our clients every step of the way.
Gingras, Thompson & Walks.
Get more help with your laundry at the laundry cleanup sale now at the Brothers Maine. Save time and money with the latest in energy-efficient laundry from Samsung and LG with 0% financing for up to 18 months. Want more? This sale includes free delivery on washer-dryer pairs and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee. Our experts are here to help give you more. It's the laundry cleanup sale with more selection, more savings, and more help with your laundry. Only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Good morning, class. Today's lesson is about shop and local. Do you know what day is coming up?
608 Day. You just go to MadisonMagazine.com, click on 608 Day to find great deals from businesses we love in the 608. You know, like the area code.
Very good, Emmy. When does this take place?
The week of June 8th, 608. Madison Magazine makes it easy to shop local.
She's my star student.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
The 17th Annual Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, featuring newly constructed homes in 5 of Dane County's most sought-after neighborhoods. The newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for more information.
5:23 on a Thursday morning, and check out this My Morning picture that Julie sent in. A little reflection off the, looks like a river there, guys.
I think that's the Wisconsin River. That's actually where we're getting married next fall.
Oh.
On the Wisconsin River?
Well, we'll get married in a church. My mother would sooner die than me not get married in a church. But then we'll have the celebration here.
Well, it looks beautiful.
How Wisconsin is that, though? Getting married on the Wisconsin River.
You better believe it.
You Wisco girl, you.
We had our wedding pictures the day of our wedding taken right next to the Wisconsin River.
Really?
So
nice.
Up to Stevens Point.
Good place to do it.
Share your morning with us. We'd love to see what you're up to. Make sure to post them on our social media pages and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning.
5:23 now. As the pandemic continues, the Red Cross is reminding everyone the need for blood is higher than ever. As hospitals start to reschedule more elective surgeries, the Red Cross says it's seeing a 30% increase in demand for blood. They are still holding blood drives every single day since the pandemic started. If you're worried about whether it's safe to go, here's their message.
The Red Cross really provides safety measures at all times for the safety of our donors, our staff, and our volunteers.
Now, coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10, we're taking a look at the safety protocols in place at your local blood drive. What you need to know before you donate, that's tonight at 10. And there are 2 opportunities for you to donate blood happening this week. The Red Cross is holding a pair of blood drives in memory of my brother, Levi, who died in a car crash last October. One blood drive is in Platteville. Today, that's where Levi went to college, lived, and worked. The other is in our hometown of Highland.
All the information is available, too, if you want to sign up and register and make an appointment. I believe they want you to make an appointment before you go, too, right?
They're recommended. If you walk in, they'll try and fit you into a spot, but appointments are recommended.
All right. All that information is available right now at channel3000.com, too.
We hope to see you there.
All right. All right, Hattie McLean. How are we sitting out there this morning?
Well, we are in a really good spot weather-wise today. We have clear skies this morning. Here's a look at Weather Track. There are a few showers across northern Minnesota. Those showers may rotate through Wisconsin today. There's an isolated chance for a shower this afternoon, mainly north and east of Madison. Otherwise, for the remainder of the area, it looks pretty good. Here's your tea time forecast. Couldn't ask for a better day if you're playing hooky today. Temperatures will top in the mid-70s. Lots of sunshine expected and low humidity. So a great day to get outside and hit the links. There's that outside chance for just a few showers, again, mainly to the northeast this afternoon.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Stay with us. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We thank you for that. And we'll be right back as we take a live look outside this morning. Beautiful start out there. News 3 Now this morning continues next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find bicycle store quality electric e-bikes from Trek, Electra, Felt, Giant, and more. Trek offers the best-selling e-bike in America, Trek Verve Plus, under $2,500. At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find fat e-bikes, mountain e-bikes, road e-bikes, bike path e-bikes, and more. Free services included. The place to shop for your new e-bike is Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world.
This year has been extremely hard on us all. As the state gradually opens, Meineke wants to make sure you get back on the road safely. Make an appointment and save $20 on any oil change package. Prices starting as low as $14.99. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
I do all my shoe shopping at Rogan's because I know that I find what I'm looking for and save. You can count on great service, a huge selection, the best name brands, and the second pair is half price. And one more thing, a choice in how you save. I can get my second pair half price now, or just save my receipt, come back anytime, and get my next pair for half price. Rogan's makes saving easy.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Only Steinhoffel sells more Tempur-Pedic than anyone else. And right now, get $300 in Steinhoffel's cash with any Tempur-Pedic. We are Wisconsin's #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer.
Trust us to get it right. These storms are capable of producing some heavy rain and maybe some hail.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way. We have an alert day in the forecast for this evening for strong to possibly severe thunderstorms, hail, high winds, perhaps even an isolated tornado can't be ruled out.
And your family's safety is on the line. You need to seek shelter immediately.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now. Ensuring your safety at local blood drives. Tonight at 10.
A 4-page report that says almost nothing at all. The stark differences between what's on paper and what actually happened when police shot Breonna Taylor in her home.
And it looks like we finally get a chance to dry out here across southern Wisconsin. All the full forecast coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. It is June 11th. I'm Leah Lynchide, along with Chris Stanford and Josh Breider. We're following some breaking news overnight. Police in Louisville are releasing the incident report from the night officers shot and killed Breonna Taylor. As the Courier-Journal reports, it's almost entirely blank. The 4-page report says Taylor had no injuries, even though police shot her at least 8 times. The report also says officers did not use a forced entry. However, officers used a battering ram to knock in Taylor's apartment door. The 3 officers involved are listed as offenders in that report. The department acknowledges some errors, blaming the reporting program.
New this morning, the U.S. Soccer Federation will no longer require athletes to stand during the national anthem before games. The group created the policy in 2017 after U.S. women's national team star Megan Rapinoe kneeled in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. ESPN reports the Federation reconsidered the policy in the wake of George Floyd's death. A bargaining organization for the Chicago Police Department says any member who takes a knee with protesters while in uniform could be expelled from the organization. The Fraternal Order of Police's Lodge 7 represents more than 8,000 Chicago police officers and the police union. President John Catanzara made the assertion to a WGN radio program.
A former co-worker of Derek Chauvin and George Floyd is now changing his story. We first introduced you to David Pinney yesterday. He told CBS News the two bumped heads while working together at the same club. Now he says he mistook Floyd for a different employee. Pinney sent CBS News an email after the story aired, saying there was a mix-up and that he's sorry for not doing his due diligence. In his 50-minute interview, Pinney said Chauvin was extremely aggressive when working at the club. He says he still stands by that characterization.
We're learning Derek Chauvin's attorneys have been working to negotiate a plea deal since before he was ever initially charged. Chauvin is the officer who kneeled on George Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes before he died. He's facing second-degree murder charges in his death. He was originally charged with third-degree manslaughter. CBS News is working to confirm the details of the plea negotiations.
Breaking overnight, a statue of former Confederate President Jefferson Davis no longer standing in Richmond, Virginia. Protesters tore it down overnight. It was found laying in the road on Monument Avenue where it once stood. Police and tow trucks were there to take it away. Unclear where it will be taken, though. It's the second consecutive night a statue has been pulled down in Richmond. Tuesday night, a group of people took down a Christopher Columbus statue and threw it into a lake. American Taliban, that's what Senator Ted Cruz is calling protesters who knocked down a Christopher Columbus statue in Minneapolis last night. The protesters say it was time for the statue to go since it represented a man responsible for Native American genocide.
This comes as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is asking leaders to remove 11 statues of Confederate soldiers from the U.S. Capitol. That includes statues of Jefferson Davis and Vice President Alexander Stephens. Both were charged with treason. President Trump, meanwhile, said his administration would not consider renaming Army installations named for Confederate leaders. He says they are, quote, magnificent and fabled and a part of great American heritage. Senator Kamala Harris says she and her colleagues are calling for an immediate review of the use of rubber bullets by police. When fired from a close distance, the bullets have the potential to blind, break bones, or even kill people. They're one of the more common police options to break up crowds. Harris hasn't clarified what exactly her review would entail.
Overnight, the U.S. now has more than 2 million confirmed coronavirus cases. Wisconsin makes up more than 21,000 of those cases. The latest data from the state DHS shows new positive cases increased about 1% yesterday, but we've stayed below 3% for nearly a week. 69% of those cases have been recovered.
And we've been reporting on spikes across more than a dozen states all week, and some of the most significant include Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. Well, now experts tell the Washington Post that evidence suggests that community transmission is increasing and worse times are ahead. This comes as some states move forward with reopening despite the increased transmission risk.
It has now been 45 days since the White House Coronavirus Task Force last gave a press briefing. By Politico's count, that task force, which once met daily, now meets twice a week. Leading epidemiologist Dr. Anthony Fauci was on cable TV just 4 times last month. At an industry conference this week, he called the virus his worst nightmare that isn't over yet. The CDC is also changing its approach to daily conference calls with states. It's reportedly moving away from top-down briefings and is now encouraging state officials to give updates on what they're seeing. We're also getting a better idea of what the coronavirus is costing states across the country. According to WGN, Illinois has spent more than $1 billion on COVID-related costs. The federal government should reimburse the state through the CARES Act, but still, that's all taxpayer money. Some of the big-ticket purchases include $1.7 million spent on 2 charter flights to bring masks and gloves from China, and more than $104 million to the Chicago Board of Education and other school districts that helped provide meals during the pandemic.
5:35 right now. More big-time rain totals for some yesterday. I got hit with a rain shower. I mean, it wasn't even a rain shower. It was a downpour on the west side yesterday, and it really came down.
Yeah, you could definitely see that. We still had tropical moisture in the area yesterday. Take a look at the 24-hour precipitation estimates. There's a band of heavier rain that moved right through Madison, picking up over an inch of rain just yesterday, and most of that in a couple of hours. Other parts of the area, though, down by Janesville, you picked up 1/10 of an inch or less. So really was just a narrow band of some pretty heavy precipitation. Now, the precipitation is gone, and our forecast is looking pretty dry for the remainder of the day. Take a look at Doppler track up to the north. We do have a pretty strong upper-level wind from the north and west, and that may be enough to generate a few showers across northern Wisconsin and the eastern part of the state later on this afternoon. So there's an outside chance for a few showers today, but most areas will stay dry. On weather track, there's also a cold front situated to our north. This is going to be a very slow-moving feature, so it'll take about a day or so to get here. Out ahead of that front, we still stay relatively mild today, with highs expected to be in the 70s. Now, we're definitely not in the 70s this morning. If you haven't stepped outside yet, you'll definitely notice the difference. Temperatures are down in the 50s here across the state as well. International Falls a little cooler with 45 degrees right now. A closer look at southern Wisconsin, and you'll see those numbers for the most part are in the 50s. 53 in Platteville, 50 in the Dells, 56 here in Madison. Camp Douglas is a little cooler with 49 degrees. Dew point, though, really tells the story. Those dew points have dropped to around 50 or lower. That means you're not going to notice the humidity at all. Your future track forecast model says temperatures are going to warm quickly by 7 o'clock, still likely in the 50s across southern Wisconsin. However, we're going to warm into the 70s by lunchtime. It'll be a great afternoon to spend some time outside today. Look for highs in the low to mid 70s. Here's that isolated chance for a few showers, again, mainly north and east of Madison. Any showers that we do have should move through the area pretty quickly. Our forecast for the rest of the evening is dry. Temperatures will fall back into the 50s overnight tonight. Once again, bottoming out at 57. On Friday, ahead of that cold front, we'll top at 75. It does bring an isolated shower chance in the afternoon, but the rest of the forecast through the weekend into next week is looking dry with lots of sunshine. A little cool this weekend, but we heat things up pretty quickly next week.
Yeah, that is a forecast I can get behind. A lot of sunshine there, Hads.
That is true.
All right, thank you. Developing right now, 15 million Americans are expected to remain unemployed through the rest of the year. In its latest statement, the Federal Reserve predicts the jobless rate will drop from 13% to 9% this year. That would bring us to the peak unemployment rate during the Great Recession. Just under 6 million Americans were unemployed before that recession, and that number reached as high as 23 million in April. Here in Wisconsin, we expect to get new initial unemployment filings this morning, but the Department of Workforce Development is already bogged down. According to our Milwaukee affiliate, it will be months before the group can clear their unemployment backlog. Emails sent to the DWD include people who say they've called more than 1,000 times without getting through. To try and manage the increased demand, Secretary Caleb Frostman says 17% of his staff is now working in the unemployment division. They've also hired 200 new employees, but many of them won't be trained and working until the end of June.
Researchers say there are some businesses that should reopen earlier than others to help boost the economy and reduce the risk of transmitting COVID. Researchers at MIT say banks, dental practices, and big stores like Walmart are among those that should open up earlier and face fewer restrictions. Cafes, gyms, bookstores, and liquor stores should be closed longer. They did a cost-benefit analysis of 26 different types of businesses, looking at the trade-off between someone's risk of infection and the business's importance to the economy. 5:39 right now, a big attraction on State Street these days, those new murals that have popped up on boarded-up shops.
City officials say they have no plans to stop adding to the art until every board is filled. Our Christina Laurie is here now to explain how local artists can get involved and show us some of those newest additions. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Chris and Leah. 6 blocks of beautiful artwork, empowering images, and inspirational messages now line State Street's boarded-up storefronts, like this one, which was finished on Tuesday. It spans nearly the entire length of the University Bookstore. Now, most of these murals are part of a project organized by Karin Wolf, the program administrator for Madison Arts. Local artists are paid a couple $100s to create a mural. Amateur artists who are interested in getting involved are asked not to contact business owners or paint without approval. Instead, they should reach out to Wolf or the city's Business Improvement District, which has a database of stores still requesting art. This program was designed to give working artists some much-needed money during the COVID-19 crisis, but for many of those artists, that money is just a bonus.
This is one way that we know personally. We deal with healing, and we hope that through this art we can help others heal too.
That was Synovia Knox. You can hear more from her on our show this Sunday when we introduce you to several local artists responsible for this growing gallery. Now, a lot of people are wondering how long this artwork will stay up. Well, the city doesn't have an answer to that just yet. They are already preparing on what they'll do next. There's already word that some of these pieces might be put up for auction or they might be donated to the Wisconsin Historical Society. But at a minimum, each piece will be photographed and archived. Chris and Leah, we're really living through history.
We really are, and I think all of us have taken some time to walk through State Street and see some of these. I know, Chris, you were sharing some pictures.
Just to see how many people continue to go down to State Street solely for the purpose of looking at those murals, snapping some pictures, and taking a moment to reflect on what's happening right now. Christina Laurie, I'm on State Street. Thanks, Christina.
All right, 541. Let's take a look at the roads this morning, and we're looking pretty good so far. We did have an incident overnight up in Columbus on Highway 16, just east of the city there. That was closed due to some flooding over the roadway. That has reopened. That reopened overnight. As far as Madison goes right now, no crashes to report across Dane County. Rock County also in the clear this morning. And there's your drive times as you head out the door. Let's take a live look outside. Coming up on 542 right now. Beautiful start out there. Look at that. Some clear skies, seeing some sunshine. Hattie will have more details about just how long we're going to stay dry coming up.
And stress eating. Certain stuff can put stress on your body. We're going to tell you about one drink in particular that will come as a surprise to us Wisconsinites. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project and free installation all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Celebrate this 4th of July knowing you look your best with Plexiderm. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is. And I did this to my father. We were at home. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be fit and take care of yourself. Plexiderm makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
Not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95. See it work for yourself? Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, U.S. Cellular has your back. With with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch. Plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption. Capture and post without restriction. And do it all without foop. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Good morning, class. Today's lesson is about shopping local. Do you know what day is coming up?
608 Day. You just go to MadisonMagazine.com, click on 608 Day to find great deals from businesses we love in the 608. You know, like the area code.
Very good, Emmy. When does this take place?
The week of June 8th, 608. Madison Magazine makes it easy to shop local.
She's my star student.
On the next Live Before Dr. Zorba, Pastor takes your coronavirus questions live.
And we'll go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the all-new Hyundai Sonoma Hybrid.
News 3 Now kicks off its two-night salute to the class of 2020 with a very special half hour, sharing unique and touching ways area schools are celebrating their graduates and retiring staff. Join us Friday at 6:30 on News 3 Now.
5:45 on this Thursday. Eating junk food while you're stressed could make you feel better in the moment. I think we could all agree with that, but it might not be the best thing for your skin.
So there's some new research out from the journal JAMA Dermatology that finds there is a strong link between eating sweets and fatty foods and having acne breakouts. They also found drinking milk and sugary drinks are also associated with acne, but that link isn't quite as strong.
Scientists say this is because foods high in sugar can impact your hormones and insulin levels, which can cause stress and inflammation for your body. This makes sense.
I thought it was the stress that caused it. And then you eat, it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, are you breaking out because you're stressed, or are you breaking out because, you know, you're eating the junk food because you're stressed?
Oh.
Probably both.
You're confusing me now.
Yeah. All I know is I want a donut right now.
Exactly. That's where I'm landing.
Well, I'm going to try to help you out. Here's your running forecast for today. Maybe you can choose that instead of the donut. It's looking good. Unlike yesterday, where you may have wanted to get out earlier rather than later, today, anytime during the day will be just fine. It is a perfect day for doing anything outside. Take a look at our temperatures this morning. It is running a little cooler, so you may have to adjust a little bit how you dress, but temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than they were yesterday. We're down in the 50s. That is perfect temperature for running, though. Here's a look at our winds today. They're light right now. They will be increasing a little bit. It'll be breezy this afternoon with that west wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Temperatures, though, are going to top right in the mid-70s, so a picture-perfect day today. There's just an outside chance for a shower or two, mainly northeast of Madison. Coming up, that weekend is right around the corner. We'll detail both Saturday and Sunday for your forecast.
Thanks, Addie. Tone deaf, that's how a lot of folks are describing one Wisconsin gym's new workout. We'll tell you what that is coming up in the morning sprint.
And Minnesota firefighters are investigating 3 months worth of cases that happened in a matter of weeks. We'll tell you how many arrests they've made coming up in our next half hour. Stay with us.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Let me introduce me.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
#1 in color in Wisconsin.
Now I get to make a difference in people's lives the way that the nurses that took care of my grandma made a difference in her life.
Now is the time to change your life. Herzing University makes it possible without leaving home. Herzing offers dozens of online degrees in nursing, healthcare, IT, and business. Start studying online and take the first step toward a new career.
I'm an ICU nurse.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Get more help with your your laundry at the laundry cleanup sale now at the Brothers Main. Save time and money with the latest in laundry from Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana with 0% financing for up to 18 months. Get even more help with free delivery on washer-dryer pairs and a risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee. That's why we're the More store. It's the laundry cleanup sale with more selection, more savings, and more help with your laundry. Only at the Brothers Main, your local store for more since 1938.
Belvita breakfast biscuits are baked with nutritious morning energy. Energy to share joy. Energy to share new ideas. Energy to share more light with the world. Nutritious morning energy from Belvita. It takes energy to share your energy.
It's time to get serious about your lawn. It's time to step up to the best mower brand money can buy. For nearly 4 decades, Skag has been the easy choice for lawn care professionals. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best when it comes to mowing your lawn. There's sure to be a Skag model that's perfect for your yard, big or small. Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
We've got the power!
It's here, Slumberland's huge clearance event. You do not want to miss this one. Massive markdowns all over. Closeouts, floor samples, one-of-a-kind items, crazy low prices like sofas as low as $278, this gorgeous bed on closeout for only $148, or this classic sectional for just $799. Plus, get totally free doorstep shipping. No contact, no minimum. Hurry into our huge clearance event and save. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
It is 5:50, time for the morning sprint.
We start with a new development out of Louisville, where police are releasing the incident report from the night officers shot and killed Breonna Taylor. As the Courier-Journal reports, it's almost entirely blank. The 4-page report says Taylor had no injuries, even though police shot her at least 8 times. The report also says officers did not use a forced entry. However, officers used a battering ram to knock in Taylor's apartment door. The department acknowledged errors in the report, blaming the reporting program.
A gym in Wauwatosa is apologizing after promoting an I Can't Breathe workout. I can't breathe. Of course, some of the last words from George Floyd as former officer Derek Chauvin kneeled on his neck. A photo of this sign here went viral on social media. So the Anytime Fitness has said that they recognize how offensive their words and actions have been and that they are sorry for the insensitive move.
It was just such a strong disconnect with the Y brand and everything that we represented.
The YMCA of Dane County dropping its affiliation with CrossFit this morning. This comes after the organization's former CEO, Greg Glassman, tweeted several controversial comments about George Floyd's death, which also led to his resignation. YMCA officials say they will not partner with organizations or people that divide others with their words or actions.
Breaking overnight, the U.S. now has more than 2 million confirmed cases of coronavirus. Wisconsin has about 21,000 of those. The latest data here from the state shows new positive tests increased about 1% yesterday, but we have stayed below 3% for nearly a week now. 69% of cases have recovered.
A new project from Harvard's Global Health Institute estimates there could be 100,000 more coronavirus deaths in the U.S. by September. Johnson & Johnson is expected to start randomized human vaccine trials next month. Until then, health officials want you to stay cautious and follow guidelines while in public spaces.
15 million Americans are expected to remain unemployed through the rest of the year. In its latest statement, the Federal Reserve predicts the jobless rate will drop from 13% to 9% this year. That would bring us back to peak unemployment rate during the Great Recession. Just under 6 million Americans were unemployed before that recession. The number reached as high as 23 million in April.
Researchers say banks, dental practices, and big stores like Walmart are some of the businesses that should open earliest and have fewer restrictions. Cases so cafes, gyms, bookstores, and liquor stores should be closed longer. This is all according to new research from folks at MIT. They did a cost-benefit analysis of 26 different types of businesses, looking at the trade-off between someone's risk of infection and the business's importance to the economy.
Breaking overnight, the Trump administration is introducing a new immigration rule that would make it harder for migrants to claim asylum. The 161-page regulation would take a closer look at migrants if they went through another country before coming to the U.S. and why they didn't seek refuge there. It needs to be put through a public comment period before it can take effect.
President Trump's campaign is defending the decision to host a rally on Juneteenth in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's according to Business Insider. It will be his first campaign rally since the start of coronavirus. Juneteenth falls on June 19th as a holiday to celebrate the end of slavery. Tulsa is where the Tulsa race massacre happened 99 years ago. It was there where an estimated 10,000 white people killed at least 300 black people.
Breaking overnight, a proposal preventing election officials from mailing absentee ballot request forms to voters unsolicited is now headed to the Iowa House. Only Senate Republicans voted in favor of that amendment. For the state's June 2nd primary, the governor sent an absentee ballot request form to every registered Iowa voter. According to the Iowa Gazette, of the 530,000 votes cast, 420,000 of them were absentee ballots.
A plan to send absentee ballot request forms to most registered voters in Wisconsin is one step closer to happening. The Elections Commission met overnight to talk about the initial draft of a mailing. It would be sent to 2.7 million registered voters. All 6 members voted to send the mailing in a previous meeting, but some of the more conservative commissioners are now expressing concern about the language. The commission will meet again next week for a final approval.
I know the reason, at least in my region, is because of a large immigrant population where, it's just a difference in culture where people are living much closer and working much closer.
Forward Latino will hold a news conference today in response to those comments you just heard right there from Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. Our affiliate in Milwaukee reports the call happened the day after the state Supreme Court issued its decision to end the Safer at Home order. The call was recorded without Vos's knowledge or Senator Scott Fitzgerald's, who was also on the call.
A look at the roads at 5:55 on this Thursday morning. Things are off to a smooth start out there. No crashes to report across town. Just a few more delays popping up along East Washington Avenue near downtown and also up towards Highway 30. A couple delays popping up near Stoughton Road as we speak right now. Your drive times, though, looking good so far today. That's your first one traffic.
And waking up to clear skies across southern Wisconsin. Not a cloud in the area, as evidenced by Weather Track this morning. Temperatures are going to climb pretty quickly. We're starting out in the 50s. We'll top in the mid-70s this afternoon. West winds will increase to 10 to 20 miles per hour. That weekend forecast is looking dry all across Wisconsin. An easterly wind is going to keep things a little cool on Saturday. We should be back into the 70s on Sunday.
Thanks, Hattie. We'll be right back.